Entrepreneurship is believed to be the major driver of economic growth, the power behind transformation, and the force behind building of new markets, innovation, and developing wealth across board. When entrepreneurship education is rich in a clime, the people tend to be people who are productive, and wealth will spread with time. In Nigeria, how has the knowledge of entrepreneurship development been? Is our curriculum friendly towards entrepreneurship development, or do we have one or two work to tweak therein? Welcome to Development Pillars Television. Today, we'll be focused on entrepreneurship development and its impact on national development. My guest today is a man of proverbs. So I guess you permit me to present a proverb in introducing him. A Yoruba proverb says, the child that is not trained is the one that will sell the house or enterprise that we use all our lifetime to build. So what does that training mean? It connotes learning, capacity building, competence, and character. Today, the man of proverbs, Dr. Obinnaya Oruakpa, is our guest. Dr. Obinnaya, welcome.
Thank you very much, and thank you for that proverb.
It's my honor and privilege. Dr. Obinnaya Oruakpa is the Chief Executive Officer of Project 10. 10 is an acronym that stands for the Entrepreneurship Network. You're welcome to Development Pillars Television.
Thank you. And I like the part that you said Project 10, the entrepreneurial nation. We're playing on the word entrepreneurial.
Entrepreneurial, yes, yes. And talk to us about entrepreneurial development in Nigeria from the perspective of your experience so far.
Thank you very much. The Yorubas will tell you that 20 children born the same year can never play together for 20 years.
For 20 years, yes.
And even the proverb you used, I use a lot of proverbs. In fact, we have a book on proverbs, my African proverb, that generally uses proverbs to teach life and business principles. So the proverb you used said, the child who did not train will sell the house we built.
Yes.
Meaning that if you do not pay the price to train your child, spend resources, which is entrepreneurship. Train this child, delay your gratification. Yes. So when others are wearing designer shoes, you're training your children, taking all the insults. My people will say, at my age, I'm not dancing for people to spray me money. I'm too old. Meaning that when others are laughing at you at the village square, you're spending money to pay school fees. So when they pursue other children from school, your own children stay in class and they learn. And also understand that by the age of 6, the personality of a child is already formed.
Yes.
Meaning that if you spend time to train that child when they can still be, how do I put it, can be still be amenable to teach, and they're still teachable, yes, then you're fortunate. Before they become too strong for you to manage, you take care of them. Like my people will say, okra, the okra plant does not grow taller than the person that planted it. Meaning that even if it grows too tall, no matter how old your child is, you're still able to caution the child and say, don't go this way, this is the way, walk in it, and all that. So that's why I stay on African proverbs. But let me take you back to entrepreneurship in Nigeria. My father was a history lecturer in Urban College of Education, and I borrowed history from secondary school to university. I didn't do government. So I understand a few things about the history of Nigeria. And Chinua Achebe said, if you don't know where the rain started beating you, you will not know where it stopped.
That's true.
What colonialism did to us is what we're still suffering today. And for your information, I do not know if we are doing up to 10% entrepreneurship in Nigeria.
Wow.
That will shock you.
Wow.
I went to entrepreneurship school, Enterprise Development Center from Atlantic University, where you have the Lagos Business School.
Yes.
And so if you hear me say this, please indulge me. What you see going on, despite the National Bureau of Statistics and Small Medium Enterprise Development Agency of Nigeria statistics of 2014, that says there are about 32.7 micro, small, and medium enterprises. That woman that has a table that has okra on it.
That's percentage, 39.7?
Million. Yes.
Okay.
Entrepreneurs. As of 2014. By now, it's over 40 million. We're a country of about 220 million, and we keep galloping population-wise. Now, so that statistics gives you an idea of those who are attempting to be entrepreneurial. But back to the colonial masters, what you see is more or less hustling, not entrepreneurship. Because entrepreneurship has a science to it. The colonial masters were supposed to have taught the colonized people 3 levels of intelligence. One is academic intelligence,
yes,
which is why you can hear me speak English.
English.
The tragedy of it all is that if you can remember, they made you speak the language of the white man and called your own language vernacular. Even flogged you for speaking it.
Yes.
So today, my 2 children, 14, Ola, 11, struggle to speak Igbo, and I'm negotiating with them to speak my own native tongue. You will not understand until you hear that Chinese children are taught in Mandarin. And they top their classes, maybe with Singaporean children on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
STEM.
And I was listening to a clip that must have been Kule, saying that everything in this room right now is made up of physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. Every other subject is just supporting that system. So what happens is that our children are not taught in our mother tongue. And I read English first degree, and I can assure you that what we're speaking is English as second language learners. We can never be experts at it.
Absolutely.
Number 2, administrative intelligence. They were supposed to have taught you. But what the Africans got from that, and which was also part of the colonial agenda, was that we should go get jobs. And job is an acronym, just over broke. Journey on the way to being broke. And I can prove it to you. You've worked, I've worked. My people say when a woman marries 2 husbands, you know it's the one that's better for her. That is better. Meaning that I've worked for salary, and now today I work as an entrepreneur. Myself, yes. I can assure you that I understand a few things. And what happened is that many people, including my father, who went to UI, in Kuti Hall in UI, came out, and all they told him to do was go and get a first class or 2-1 and go get a job. Get a good job. Nobody told my dad that when he became a lecturer that he was going to be wearing golden handcuffs. And no matter how golden a handcuff is a handcuff. Yeah, in chain. And let me make it deep on it. If your salary was 197,000 naira on May 28, 2023, at the point that speech was read on May 29, saying subsidy has been removed, gone. And he went to 540 in few minutes after. Yes. And then later, as I speak today, the last one I bought was 650 naira per liter. Please tell me, what is the value of your salary? If you live only on salary, what is the value of your family budget? So what you see is that they were supposed to teach us administrative intelligence, but what we received from it was to go get jobs. And jobs is golden handcuffs. So a full-grown man, a full-grown woman sits down for 30 days, which your grandfather didn't do. From 9 to 5. Your grandmother, 9 to 5. 9 to 5. And let me tell you, any economy, according to Professor Yemi Oshibanjo, former vice president, any economy that does not pay per hour is not very serious. That does not assess income generation per hour. And if you want to know how valuable you are, assess yourself per hour. Then you know the value of what you're taking home. Thank you. So what happened is that we just went to look for jobs. Administrative intelligence. Then number 3 is financial intelligence. So let me ask you, were you taught money as a subject in school? Absolutely no. How many years does it take to produce an accountant? 6. What about chartered accountant?
You're talking of almost 20.
What about Reverend Father? At least 13 years, yeah? What about medical doctor? Clinicals? 13, 14. Okay, so how come nobody thought it wise to teach us that singular? Okay, let me ask you, which subject has been harassing you since you graduated?
Mathematics and finance.
Thank you. Were you taught money as a subject in school?
No.
Since you graduated, which one has been harassing you?
The money.
And even the good book says money answereth all things.
Yes.
Money is good. Nobody say it's the love of money that is the challenge. But money is good. It is money that built this place. It's money that built nations. When the president travel, what do they go to do? Trade. Yeah? So when you look at it, financial intelligence, a lot of people would go and hit money. And the next thing they do is walk into a car mat and drive a tier rubber. Once that car drives out of the gate, it has lost value. Non-performing You can't sell it for the same price. Non-performing asset.
Yes.
Some people go to the village and go and build one massive structure that they cannot free up to access. They don't have CFO on it. They cannot free up to get cash flow. And cash flow is to a business what blood is to the body. So in summary, what we're doing in Nigeria, I was there when Okoji sometime 2007.
Yes.
I was watching TV 1 a.m. and I heard him talk about entrepreneurship education in the universities. I'm going to say something. Yorubas will tell you that when two siblings, like two of us,
yes,
walk into a room like this and come out smiling, they have lied to each other. So let's not lie to ourselves today. Let me tell you straight up. What I heard Okoje say, remember Professor Okoje in NUC, say that universities should start doing entrepreneurship education. Hold your thoughts. Then I also heard that schools started introducing entrepreneurship in schools.
In schools.
Thank you. Hold your thoughts. Also, I don't know if they do in primary school. Let me ask you. The teachers that are teaching entrepreneurship, who taught them
entrepreneurship?
So I had to go to business school to pay in dollars.
To learn.
To learn. And even since I finished learning, now I realize that an old woman does not grow old in the dance, she knows how to dance. That experience, you don't buy it in the market.
You don't buy it in the market.
Since I went to business school, I've still been doing different. The more I learn, the more I realize I don't know.
So, Dr. Obinnaya, thank you very much for that wonderful explanation. So what do we do to correct this error?
The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
Yes.
The next best time to plant it is now.
Now.
So, no problem. When a person wakes up,
that's
their own money.
That's his money.
So let us wake up.
Okay.
Let's start learning. And to learn is that we must accept, do a SWOT. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Even the way governance is being run, it's obvious to you it's not being run entrepreneurially. If it was people's private businesses, sir, would they, in good conscience, ask for 160 million naira car?
Absolutely.
That's how it starts.
No.
In good conscience, this year I sold one of my cars that was parked in the compound. It wasn't an easy decision. That was like my first love. That was my status card that was given to me in one of the companies I worked in.
Because it has become a non-performing.
Yes, it was parked in the compound under the mango tree when there was another car that could move. And I said, okay, alternating these cars means I'm going to be going to mechanic twice.
Please hold that thought, Doctor. Viewers, you have been listening to Dr. Obinnaya Oruakpa, and we are speaking on the role of entrepreneurship in sustainable development, national development in our country, Nigeria. We'll be going on a short break now. When we come back, we're going to switch to a higher gear. Don't move a muscle. Welcome back to Development Pillars Television. We are still talking entrepreneurship development. And my guest is still a man who is completely sold out to entrepreneurship development across Nigeria. His name is Dr. Obinnaya C. Oruakpa, the Chief Executive Officer of Project 10, the Entrepreneurship Nation of Nigeria. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, we have spoken about the gap in entrepreneurship education in Nigeria. And what do you think we can do to deepen the curriculum?
Training. Someone said if you don't train them, don't blame them. We should encourage teacher education. And then in doing teacher education, there's a book need to go look for, The Startup Nation, the story of the Israeli economic miracle.
Yes.
Now you notice that one of the lines I read in that book says that you do not just wake up and become a general in the Israeli army.
No.
You earn it.
Earn it, yeah.
Maybe on the war front, there was something you did, bravery and all that. So we need to look for, NDE used to do it. There's what we call the Igbo apprenticeship system.
Yes.
Let's not just make it theory. There's theory and there's practice. Yes, the theory helps you to create a system, get the knowledge and all that. Maybe the scenario play and all of simulation. But I would recommend that we go to the people who are doing the panel beating, go to under the mechanic, and then go and learn the procedures. Go to Butemeta, go and see what's going on in Okari market, go and see in Dumota, go to Otako market. Just go and find out how it works. Go to the farm.
And learn that Harvard is
they've documented. Harvard Business Review has documented. Google it. Has documented the Igbo apprenticeship system. Igbo boy. And it's a very simple process. And that's what has sustained the Igbo enclave, even though it has its own challenges now, because some of the boys now prefer to do trading rather than go do the schooling. But if there's a way we can do what the English have achieved with football, and so you can build education, you can build a school inside the market. So tell the master, let this boy spend 2 hours and still come and sell for you. So it's not every time that
so we have to be innovative.
We have to be innovative and creative. They mustn't go to the normal schools, which is also my issue. Someone said that Africans are not actually cut out for these four walls.
Because we are very dynamic in our own.
When the mother goat, we learn by imitation.
Yes.
When the mother goat is eating grass, the children look at the mouth. So the town hall arrangement, the village square arrangement, the Tales by Moonlight arrangement will never fail. The apprenticeship system is the observation system. When the master is negotiating and say, okay, do it like this, do it like this, they keep one shoe and keep the other shoe and another shop so that nobody will take the 2 pairs and disappear. Even negotiation. And it's called native intelligence. There are some things they don't teach you in Harvard Business School. You learn it on the streets. It's called street business school. And you don't get certificate in that school. It is called certificate.
Sabi?
You go now. And because what makes the he-goat smell is inside it. It's not perfume.
It's not perfume.
You can't wash it off.
Yes. Yes.
It's called essence. It's ingrained. And you don't learn it overnight. Like I said, an old woman does not grow only the dance. She knows how to dance. But also remember that what an old man will see sitting down. If you like, climb the Iroko tree, you will never see it. Before we leave the issue of education, Dr. Obinnaya, if you are sitting directly opposite the Minister of Education, what do you tell them on what to do now? As we are looking at Renew Hope agenda, how can we make sure that this hope is not lost? So that we will produce people who can stand on their own and who can earn their living. I'm excited you mentioned the Minister of Education. Who was the Minister of Education? Is it not Professor Tahi? Professor Tahi. Where was he before now? He was in a base university. As what? Before then, he was in law school. We worked together. Very good. Yes. So he's been in law school. So he has abounded and he had base. Meduguri to base university to law school. And you saw what happened the day he was being screened in National Assembly. Yes. You saw how people stood up and said, "This man, I can vouch for him." Thank you very much. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Yes. Vox populi, vox dei. Yeah? Yes. Good. So let's talk about Professor Tahi. To whom much is given, much is expected. When they call you high cent, you're not supposed to rub local pomade. If you have been the VC of a university, of that a private university, yes, then you know, and a dean also of a university. Thank you. So you have managed people, you have managed resources. I don't expect anything less from him. So if I was sitting before him, this is what I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell him, sir, let us tear this apart. Wow. Yes. Go and read the book, The Banker to the Poor, by Professor Muhammad Yunus. The guy from... the guy that came up with the idea of microcredit in 1973. Yes. When the Wall Street Journal heard that concept, they condemned it. They said it can never work. The poor can never access credit. We were talking about entrepreneurship here. But the man came up with an idea, a very innovative idea, an idea that your grandmother implemented, which is my thing about indigenous education. There's a United Nations resolution of 2003 that talked about instructing people in their mother tongue. And there is the minister that sat on that chair before he came. His name is Adamu Amalam. Go and look for a resolution of the Federal Executive Council that talked about instructing our people in our mother tongue, the language policy. Yes. Even though I have issues about how it was thrown out. I've been preaching it for years. Many of us have been preaching it for years. I believe in it. I've preached it too. Good. Yes. No serious economy, the world-class economists can speak English, but then when they go to UN, the UN pays money for interpreting. Yes, so that they speak in their local language. Thank you. Yes. That's keeping your sovereignty and keeping your dignity. And representing their people at the global stage. Thank you. In their local language. Thank you. So, see, the prof should understand that we don't all need to speak Queen's English. There are some things that my grandmother will teach these Harvard graduates that they will never learn in New York, in Harvard. So what I can tell you is that Adamu came out and said 28 Nigerian languages have gone extinct as of last year. This is the same thing in 2012. I was in a radio, in 2013, I was in a radio program and found that 6 Nigerian languages have gone extinct as of 2013. But by 2022, according to Adamu minister, 28 have gone extinct. There's a language in Bauchi that only 8 people, as when he was speaking, are speaking. When those 8 people die, a Côte d'Ivoire proverb said the death of an old person is like a library burnt to the ground. To the ground. We need to go and find out how our people used to do akwete cloth, adere cloth. There are certain levels of knowledge that we can get from these people before they die and document them. And like Kiyosaki said, if the phone you're carrying does not make you money, throw it away. Technology has made it easy. You can instantly, I'll give you a blueprint straight up. This is my trade secret I'm giving you. Yeah. Set up cooperatives across wards, across 7 and 7 local government areas. Okay. Document activities going on. People are doing baskets for tomatoes. And when you offload tomato in K2 they can dash you the tomatoes, but they want their basket back. So what you are saying, Mrs. Dr. Obinnaya, is that the Minister of Education should focus on research? Focus on research, revive the vocational education, look at policy making. Please go and look at the policies that have already been made. There's a document I would recommend to you. It's called OLOP document. Okay. One local government, one product. Dugbe Adelaja under Obasanjo went to Japan and went to in Japan. Every prefecture, every local government area has at least one commodity that it has comparative advantage on. Okay. So in Abuja Enterprise Agency under our sister Aisha Abubakar, who later became Minister of State for Trade and Investment. Good. If you go to AEA, there's a document called One Village, One Product, OVOP, which is what it's also called in Japan. Now, if we copy from there, we can also now begin to find out. In Bokos, there's Irish potatoes. Okay. In Isialango, Siomangwa, my village, there's palm oil. There's crayfish in Oron, but you also know there's a crayfish in Badagry and there's coconut there.
Coconut there too also.
And what you produce in North is not what you produce in South. What I'm wearing here, go to Ariaria market. We don't need to import it from abroad. And because we're owing over 80 trillion, and that each time our budget for this year is either 26.1 trillion. Don't worry, it will not be 26.1 trillion. Because the National Assembly has not looked at it. Yes. It's going to go to higher than that. But let me also shock you, don't get excited. Usually we don't get more than between 9 and 10 trillion as expected income. The rest is either borrowed or some other sources of income.
Anyway, Dr. Obinnaya, I know you are a man of words. For the sake of time, you know, actually this time is small for us. For entrepreneurship development to be aggressively produced, that was why Dr. Yunus brought the issue of, you know, the banker to the streets. Yeah. Will you think NASA, SMEDAN, and all the infrastructure provided by government have done well? And if no, how can we tinker with them and make them better?
They have done the best they can. Okay, our company was appointed an EDI, Interpretive Institution, in 2020. We found a lacuna that the level of apathy in the Southeast was so high. So we applied to the central bank and we're given the opportunity to go sensitize and all that. So knowledge and sensitization is important. And to be fair to CBN, Nassau Microfinance Bank and Nassau, the Agric one, they've done the best they can. The CBN has a financial inclusion arrangement that they're trying to do. The private sector has a role to play. So don't just wait for government. You see, there's sometime in March there will be a financial literacy week and all of that. Yes. So it shouldn't be a ceremonial, totemic thing. It's just something that should be regular. And it's a very simple thing. You are a retiree, I'm a retiree. I retired at 6. You retired at 45 from paid employment. Yes. So what are we doing? Not just this radio and TV thing we're doing. Yes. Some of us can be engaged. There are retirees who retired teachers. My mom is 80. She's a retired teacher, English teacher. There are commerce teachers, economics teachers. They can gather them and put them on Zoom. You and I can train them and tell them credit and debit. Basic things, just basic entrepreneurship. So that those who are hustling, who collect personal business money and use it to do personal things. And then when they impregnate their wives, on the 9th month, they start calling you and I to raise offering for them to bring them out of hospital when they had 9 months notice. So those basic things. So policy making, get a town hall meeting, get Minister of Finance, get Central Bank, get the stakeholders. 3 things, sir. Let us do a stakeholders mapping of the entrepreneurship ecosystem. Stakeholders engagement, like engaging a girl in before you marry her. Let's engage them. The stakeholders management is kind of thing you and I are discussing. How do we manage all of these people and constantly keep engaging? If you look at NMPC, the people in the cotton, textile, and garment industry, the ginneries, need gas. Do we connect them so that all of the cotton being produced in the north can give us this? So we're not constantly importing from Taiwan and Thailand and so on.
India.
Now, the central bank did the Anchor Borrowers Program under Adobe in November 2015. And they went there and launched the Anchor Borrowers Program. Now, Lagos worked with KB and they came up with Lake Rice.
Lake Rice, yes.
That sounds to me like that. So ask Mieti Yala, how many cows are eaten in Lagos every day? I hear it runs into thousands. Good. So the next thing is transportation. So let's get the transport infrastructure right. And if you move cows from Kara and Moda, hide and skin, move different things, and then you go and revive Akwete, then I can wear this. And let us be proud to support Made in Nigeria, mentally and physically.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
And finally, our people in diaspora who have remitted over $20 billion, let's engage them.
Who remit it annually, actually? Annually.
There are some that you don't even know. Yeah. They put in envelopes and so on. Let them support and let them consume. If you have the 20,000 doctors in America consuming the elubo from Ogun State and Ofada rice from Ondo and the palm oil from Isialango and Osiyomangwa, if they consume what is in Nigeria, like the Indians are doing, nobody will see Nigeria's back. And under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, let us remember there are 54 countries. Let us not do catch-ups. We didn't sign the agreement on time. So I just came back from Ghana.
We should play the leading role. Thank you so much, Dr. Obinnaya Oruakpa. It's been very wonderful time engaging you, talking to you on entrepreneurship development, and how you can dovetail into national development. You're an icon, and you work with a British council to train over 1,000 students some years back.
2019.
Thank you for all the good work you do. We are very grateful. We do not even have time to speak on 10. Can you speak for him a second, for 30 seconds?
It's a very simple.
Project 10
is the entrepreneurial nation. My grandmother was the only person, and your grandfather were the only people who understood what they taught me in business school. That in a developing economy, everybody needs at least 7 streams of income to survive. Your grandmother had a backyard, okra, pepper, guava, tangerine, and so on. If we just go back to the basic things that we were doing before, we can build entrepreneurial nations. I got to Rwanda on May 23 to 25. I saw a beautiful furniture in the hall. We're discussing soft power. What is soft power? Culture, which is where you see me speak the proverbs. The red cap I'm wearing your fila, and other things is culture. If we did 1 million red caps, times 1 million people and make 1,000 naira, that's 1 billion naira.
We will be releasing words to Nigeria.
You will not need to borrow.
Yeah. Thank you so much, viewers. We hope you have enjoyed this edition of Development Pillars Television. I had with me in the studio Dr. Obinnaya Oruakpa, the Chief Executive Officer of Project 10, the Entrepreneurial Nation. It's been a pleasure bringing this to you today. The time is not enough, so I'm going to bring you back to the station. We have not even talked about entrepreneurs, and so we are going to go deeper next time where we are to. So it's been a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for coming. Viewers, we look forward to reconnecting next week, Friday, same time. God bless you. My name is still Olanrewaju, Osho, your host. Bye-bye.